a little bit, not take away any aggression or aggressiveness that we have offensively, but we're just going to slow down just a touch more, and hopefully that'll take care of some turnovers.
All right, so there you have heard from the coaches, and we are underway. And the Vikings have the basketball, and a foul quickly is going to be called on Joanne Lyra. Lyra, a 5'6" junior out of Houston, Texas, picks up the first foul of the contest. You heard from Tim Dixon. Now here's the pass to the baseline for the Vikings, and looks like a travel is going to be called. And that travel is going to be on Haley Meyer, who's getting a start for the Vikings tonight. This broadcast, a copyright broadcast, Mass Communication Department of Communications, Humanities, and Human Service Division of Missouri Valley College. For the private use of our audience, any retransmission of the use of the content of the broadcast without the express written consent, Missouri Valley College, is prohibited. First possession of the game for the Wildcats. They drive inside. Nice move, and going to the rack, Sydney Bushell. And it's quickly 2-0. The Wildcats on top. The Wildcats in their dark blue uniforms with the white numerals and orange trim. Now almost a turnover, but Peyton Funk able to save it for the Vikings at the top of the key. They'll swing it around to Meyer. Meyer back out front to Funk. Well, they drive inside. There's a shot, no good. Another foul is going to be called, however, as driving to the basket. And Veronica Petkova is fouled. The foul is going to be called on Modisette, her first second-team foul. So the Wildcats are already picking up 2 fouls. Free throw on the way, good for Petkova. And it's a 2-1 ball game. Next one by Petkova is on the way. Got them both. 2-2 is our score. 9:03 to go here in the first quarter of this ball game. As the Wildcats lob it underneath again, and a good job by Funk coming across. They tried to throw it underneath to Sydney Bushell. It was knocked away. Inbounding the ball will be Lyra. Into the corner to Bushell. Right back to Lyra. Left-handed three-pointer on the way. Off the heel of the rim, no good. McCoy fights for the rebound, can't get it. Now the offensive rebound pulled down by Mackenzie Cook, and she's going to be fouled. So a couple of fouls early in this contest. And this is going to be a shooting foul, I believe, for Mackenzie Cook, or is it? And I think they're going to say it was not a shooting foul. Ben Lister doesn't agree with that. But the foul was called on Deidre McCoy. And so the Wildcats will inbound. Now they do get it into Cook. Cook right back into the corner of the Lyra. Out the top of the key. And there's going to be another foul. And this one's going to be called on either Funk or Petkova. As hitting the deck was Sydney Bushell. See who this one's called on. This one is on Funk, her second. Very little, small crowd here, and you might expect most of the students heading home for the break. Here's the pass out, top of the key. Now driving to the basket. Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound, put up with the left hand, and good by Mackenzie Cook. As Kelsey Larson missed the first shot, 4-2. Petkova off to Funk, out to Ward. Now to Meyer. Meyer, one dribble, who almost picked up that dribble. Drives right side, stops. Gives it off to Petkova. Leans in, traveled. She didn't know whether to go to the basket or throw the pass, and in between she walked with it. So she's coming out, and Tessie Ramsey will check in. Ramsey out of Australia. 4-2, Baker leads, 8:16 first half. Lyra across that timeline for the Wildcats. Around a nice screen. Gives it off to Larson. Larson. Ooh, that looked like a travel on Modisette, not called. Gives it back to Larson. Drives right side. Dishes a pass underneath. The foul is going to be called. If that's on Deidre, that's number 2. And going to the free throw line of Mackenzie Cook. Ouch. 2 fouls already on Deidre McCoy. And we're just underway. So Deidre's really going to have to be careful now. Free throw, good. By Cook. She'll have another one. This one on the way. In and out. Meyer with a rebound. Quickly, Funk throws it to McCoy. Deidre drives the baseline, has it blocked, gets it back, spins inside, has it blocked again, gets it back, has it blocked for a third time, and she hits the deck, and here come the Wildcats. Drive it inside the lane, throwing one up. Wild shot off the glass by Modisette. Rebound Funk ahead to McCoy. Deidre drives in, throws it up off the glass. Nothing there, and no foul is called. They say it was a clean block, and here come the Wildcats. Larson, free throw line, gives it out. Shot from the outside. Good. It's a three. Caitlin Modisette. And just like that, it's 8-2. And a timeout, a 30-second timeout taken by the Vikings. So we're just underway. But the Wildcats running the floor, and they have the early lead by the score of 8-2. A quick timeout by Tim Dixon. We'll talk some football, all conference tonight, and congratulations to the Baker Wildcat football team. We'll be mentioning that as well as they move into the quarterfinals. The Viking football season came to a crashing halt last Saturday with a big loss at St. Francis. All right, ball belongs to the Vikings after that timeout. McCoy inside the lane. Ramsey drives, flips it up on the right side, no good. Rebound pulled down by Bouchel. Bouchel, quick pass ahead to Modisette. Modisette stops, pops on the outside, got it again. It's a three. That's her second triple in a row. It's now 11-2. Funk quickly into the forecourt for the Vikings. Hey, we need a basket. Work it down low to Ramsey. Someone reached and kicked the ball. There was not a foul, it was a kick. So the Vikings will inbound, 20 on the shot clock, as Peyton Funk, the 5'6" freshman, will inbound it. Out front to Meyer. They back away from her, doesn't pull the trigger on that three. Now fires it right side to Ashley Ward. Ward, one dribble, back out to Funk. Takes it left side to Deidre. Deidre free throw line, back to Funk. 5 on that shot clock, 4, 3, Ramsey, baseline in trouble. Back out to Meyer, lets it fly, and it's good. You could hear the shot clock buzzer going off as the ball was in the air, and Meyer buried it. 11-5, big bucket there for the Vikings. Larson, top of the key, starts to work around a screen, goes baseline, little teardrop along the baseline by Modisette. She scores, averages 11.2 a game, and she already has 8. It's 13-5. High post Ramsey, triple team, baseline Funk. She's open, missed the shot. Modisette with a rebound. They got what they wanted, missed the layup. Modisette quickly to Lyra. Here comes Larson. Larson skip pass all the way back to the right side. Long shot is an air ball, rebounded by McCoy. Deidre ahead to Funk, 1-on-2. Here comes Peyton, stops in the lane, threw it away. And it's picked off by Bouchel. Vikings had 24 turnovers Saturday, and they're not off to a real good start on this one. It's 13-5, 5:39 to go in the quarter. Lyra, top of the key. Working that right side. Out high to Cook. Cook lobs it underneath. Nice pass underneath to Bouchel. And folks, right now the Baker Wildcats are on a roll. 15-5. Meyer and the Vikings throw it away. Can they save it? Yeah, Ward does. Now the ball's knocked out of bounds, but it'll still be Viking ball. 22 on the shot clock. 5:17 to go, first quarter, and it's all Baker. Men's game to follow. Baker knocked off William Penn, 88-85. Saturday, what a day in Baldwin City, huh? One of the two soccer teams won. Both basketball teams knocked off William Penn, and the football team rolled into the quarterfinals. Ramsey, high post off to McCoy, who's yet to take a shot. Now Deidre Will, 16-footer from the left side. Good for McCoy. And it's 15-7. Deidre the leading scorer, 19.3 a game for the Vikings. Modisette, free throw line extended left. Now back out top of the key. Lyra, long three from out front. No good. Ramsey has the rebound. And a foul is going to be called. Let's see. Okay, a foul is going to be called, I think, on Bouchel. So Bouchel picks up the foul. Her first, third team foul. Meyer will come out. Lindsey Denny's in. Denny, 5'4" senior. Or excuse me, not 5'4", 5'11" senior. From Everton, Missouri. I'm sure mom's across the way. She doesn't miss many games. Not a big crowd as a lot of the students are gone for Thanksgiving. Now, as Ramsey throws the pass underneath, there's a foul away from the ball. And this foul is going to be on Larson. Kelsey Larson picks up her first fourth-team foul. Both teams now with 4 fouls. First substitute coming in for Ben Lister, and that's going to be Anna Hignite. Larson will leave. Lindsey Denny will inbound it. Gets it in to McCoy. Deidre turns baseline, kicks it back out to Ward. Man-to-man defense by the Wildcats. Peyton Funk, right side. Back out to Ward. Drives left side all the way to the basket. Throws it up with the right hand. It spins off, no good. Rebound knocked away. Last touch by Modisette. And it'll be Viking ball underneath. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. As Anetta Peterson ready to come in. Anetta will check in. Peterson replacing Ramsey. Funk will inbound it. 15-7, 4:24 first quarter. Into Peterson. Peterson high post to McCoy. Knocked away from Deidre. She goes back, grabs it right by the timeline. Now dribbles between the legs, top of the key. Off to Peterson, around to Ward. And knocked to the floor is McCoy, and a foul is going to be called away from the ball, and this one is going to be called on Hignite, who just checked in. That's team foul number 5. So the Vikings will shoot from this point on. Dasha Ivanova will come in for the Vikings. Ivanova out of Russia. First free throw by Deidre. Good, she has 3. So Funk will leave Ivanova into the contest. 4:11 to go, first quarter. McCoy can't get the second one. 1 out of 2. Lyra out front to Bushell. Baseline shot up high, arching shot, good for 2. Left baseline, Hignite. And it's 17-8. This Baker team averages 75 a game. They give up 66. The Vikings average 70 a game. Here's Peterson. Tries a 3 and it's blocked. Blocked by Bushell. She'll fire it ahead quickly. Baseline cut off Ivanova. Good defense there. But back out. Modisette for a 3. Buries it. Modisette's 3rd triple. She now has 11. She's at her average already. We're in the first quarter. It's 20-8. Ivanova. Right side, pounding that basketball on the turf. Out of Peterson. Peterson back out Ivanova. 3:20 to go. Off to McCoy. McCoy top of the key. Deidre will fire one. It won't go. One shot and you're out. Another rebound pulled down by Bushell. Here comes Modisette on the run. 2-on-1 break. Oh, they missed the layup. But getting the offensive rebound was Bushell, and she knocked it out of bounds. Sydney Hansen will come in for the Wildcats. Zweifel, Jessica Zweifel is in there. And let's see who else came in. Jody Adkins. Alexis Boyd Lockett will come in for the Vikings, replacing Peterson. 20-8, 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Ivanova to Boyd Lockett, out front Ward, swinging around to the left wing. To McCoy. McCoy. Deidre takes it all the way right side. Stops baseline. They just won't let her get in the lane. Ivanova back to McCoy. 2:50 to go in the quarter. Give it off to Lindsey Denny. Free throw line. Lindsey hands it off to McCoy as they work the outside. Now inside to McCoy. Knocked away. Ball loose. Picked up by Ward in the corner. 2-1. Throws up a shot. And she may have been fouled. Boy, the Vikings got a break there. There was no way they were going to get a shot off. And the foul's on Hansen, her first. That was a break because Ward was on the baseline, really behind the backboard. No way she was going to get a shot off. Ashley Ward at the line. First one, no good, off right side. Vikings are 3 out of 5 from the line. Next one on the way is no good. The Vikings not helping themselves in the line, find themselves down 20-8. Vikings scrambling, playing a little zone defense now. Here come the Wildcats. Top of the key, faking the three, driving inside, kicking it back out. Good ball movement. Shot is up and banked in. Banked in. A three-pointer by Hansen. The lead grows to 23-8 here in the first quarter. Ivanova with 2 minutes to go. This good man-to-man defense by Ben Lister's team. Ward will try one from the outside. It won't go. One shot, ball goes out, and last touch by the Vikings. So ice-cold shooting right now. Ramsey's going to come in. Jordan Salas is going to come in. Let's see who else checks in to that Viking lineup. Holland Krause checks into the lineup. (23-8). 1:50 to go. It's all Baker right now. They're putting the pressure on. Now here's a steal by Funk. Funk with a steal. She'll hustle up into the forecourt, but the Wildcats back defensively. Ramsey way out high. 23-8. 1:35 to go. Salas, first time we've seen her. Drives right side, spins back in, throws it up with the left hand, missed it. Ball goes out, but it was partially blocked by Cook, so the ball remains with the Vikings, but 16 on the shot clock now. Into Ramsey. Ramsey, top of the key. The right-handed dribble. 13 on that shot clock. Ramsey working that right side. They back away from her. Give it out front, almost a walk. Now inside to Salas. Little jump hook, won't go. Rebounds her own miss and was over the back. (23-8). A minute 16 to go in the first quarter. A quarter dominated by the Wildcats. Here come the Wildcats on the run, leading 23-8. Peterson ready to come back in. Vikings take it away. Ramsey with a steal out to Funk. Wildcats back quickly. Funk goes baseline, just nowhere to go with it. Now into Salas. Salas bumps in, has the shot blocked again by Bouchel. And it's picked up by the Wildcats. They're up 23-8 with the ball. On the other end, a turnover. Salas knocks it away from Bouchel. 43 seconds to go in the quarter. Sierra Adams in the contest. Ramsey fakes a long three, puts it on the floor, drives inside, right side, throws it up, off the backboard, it goes in. All right, we'll take that. Ramsey with the score, 23-10. Quick pass down to Monteset. She loses the handle, picks it back up. Top of the key, three on the way, good. And this one is buried by Jody Adkins. 3, 4, 5 triples already, 26-10. Adams the other way for the Vikings. Crace the other way for the Vikings. 8 seconds to go in the court. She put that ball on her hip, got away with it. Nowhere to go. Salas free throw line, 3 seconds. 2, double team, throws it up and in at the buzzer. So Salas scores her first field goal. It's 26-12, a big offensive quarter for the Baker Wildcats as they lead it by the score of 26-12 at the end of the first quarter. The Vikings in that quarter led by, well, Deidre McCoy had 4. That is the leading scorer. Veronica Petkova had a couple. Jordan Salas had 2. Ramsey had 2. And Meyer had 3. For the Wildcats, Caitlin Modisette had 11 points. 4 for Sydney Bouchel. 3 for Mackenzie Cook. Anna Hignite had a couple. Sydney Hansen and Jody Atkins both hit three-point field goals. So pretty impressive. A pretty impressive first quarter for these Baker Wildcats. I mentioned coming into this game, Baker averages 75 points a game, and they showed why they could be a national power again this year as they put 26 points on the board in that first quarter to lead by the score of 26-12. Get ready for quarter number 2. My broadcast partner, Joe All, run a little late tonight, but he'll be here to help us out. Hope you have good plans for your Thanksgiving holiday. On Grover C. Redford Gymnasium tonight. (26-12), it's all Baker. And they have the ball to start the second quarter. Boy, they come in fast-paced offense. The Vikings now go back to a man-to-man defense. Devin Swisegood is in the lineup for the Vikings. Driving inside, a hold and a foul is going to be called on whom? Adams, I believe, her first. Inbounding the ball will be Zweifel. 26-12 Baker. Zweifel throws it out top of the key to Adkins. Adkins drives left side. Now cuts it off, gives it back to Zweifel. Little teardrop inside the lane, good. First bucket for Zweifel, 28-12. Other way, Funk, off to Adams. Adams working that left side, gives it back out to Krause. Holland Craze, I should say. Now here's a turnover. Holland Crace, she's out of Prairie Grove, Arkansas. So turnover, the ball comes back to the Wildcats, and they've got the big lead, 28-12. Well, you don't want to take a team this good, ranked number 13, and then let them get a big lead on you on your home court. Zweifel, the foul is going to be called as someone was hanging on to Adkins, and it was Funk, her second. Funk, Swisegood, Krause, Peterson, and now Ivanova come in. So interesting lineup for the Vikings right now. Zweifel throws it out, top of the key, and leaves it there for Hansen. Hansen gives it off to Adkins. Adkins drives on Kreis, stops in the lane, shot won't go. Offensive rebound, Modisette loses the handle on it. This one is picked up by the Vikings. Kreis, top of the key. Works it to the right side, back to Kreis. She's going to launch a three. It's off the mark. Peterson fights for the rebound, can't get it. This one comes away to Larson. Larson on the run now, 28-12. Fake the three. Atkins drives inside the lane. Stops, dumps it underneath. Wide open. Shot is good. Bouchel. She has 6. Folks, it's 30-12 with 8:33 to go in the first quarter. In the first half, I should say. Kreis working the right side. Back out Ivanova. She's going to launch a three. This one rattles in. So Ivanova hits a triple. Make it 30-15. And the Wildcats come right back. Here on the baseline, and the ball's going to be knocked away. May have been a foul. Let's see. I think Ivanova's going to be called for the foul. Funk's going to check back in. Petkova, Ward, Meyer, and McCoy. So the starting 5 checking back in. It's 30-15. That's the third foul on the Vikings in the second quarter. Myra will inbound it. Looks for the left hand. Now driving inside, a lot of contact. Offensive foul on Bouchel as she ran over Petkova. Second foul on Bouchel. (30-15), 8 minutes to go. Ward off to Didi. McCoy. Left wing, back top of the key, drives to the right side. High dribble, cut off there by Larson. Bounce pass, low post, Petkova back into the corner. Didi's going to try a three, it won't go. Ward fights for the rebound, can't come up with it. Cook does for the Wildcats. Off to Larson, Kelsey Larson fires a pass ahead, baseline. Modisette, now to Cook, free throw line. Cook drives inside the lane. Double, triple team, throws up a hook shot, won't go. And the rebound down to Ward. Ashley fires it ahead, Petkova. On the wing right side. Gives it back to Funk. Funk working against that man-to-man defense off to McCoy. Back in the corner to Funk. She'll launch a long three. It barely gets rimmed, but good rebound by Ashley Ward. Put it back in. Coming from the weak side. 30-17, 7:13 to go. Vikings trying to fight back here in the second quarter. Cook at the high post. Puts it on the floor with the left hand. Can't get it, but an offensive rebound and a foul. As on the weak side, Bouchel was there, left all alone. She'll shoot a couple. And the foul is on Petkova, her first, but that is team foul number 4 already on the Vikings. Buechele at the line. The Wildcats just 1 out of 2 from the line. And she knocks this one down. That's now 7 points for Buechele. Second one good. Buechele gets them both. And we'll see Carrington Ream come in for the first time for the Wildcats. .6:59 to go, 32-17. Vikings Ward to Petkova. Off her knee, but Ward able to pick it up. Now Ward dribbling the ball on that right side. Gives it back out to Dede. McCoy, left wings, tries to force it underneath and does. Shot up and under by Petkova, no good. Cook with a rebound. Quickly, they try to get into Cook. Off her right hand, no good. McCoy with a steal. Here comes Dede. Dede, crossover dribble. Fires it off in the corner to Ward. Ward, nowhere to go inside the lane. Brings it all the way back out. Leaves it off to McCoy on the right side. McCoy, looking, into the corner to Meyer. On her tiptoes, fires a pass top of the key to Petkova. 13 on the shot clock, 6:12 to go in the first half. Here's Dede driving left side. Scores and a foul. That's 5 now for McCoy, and she could get the Vikings just a little bit closer here. Anna Hignite will come in. She's going to replace Kelsey Larson. Foul was on Larson, her second. Dede picked up 2 quick fouls. And gets the free throw. She has 6 to lead the Vikings. 32-20, back within 12, as close as the Vikes have been in a while. Driving that baseline, kick it off into the corner. Monda sets open for a triple. Folks, that's her 4th triple of the game. 14 points above her average, 35-20. Now the other way. Ward drives in left side, scores with the left hand and is fouled. So Ward gets the bucket. And this foul is going to be called on Modisette, her second. 35-22. Right now, the Wildcats are shooting 57%. The Vikings 30%. Free throw by Ward, good. She completes the 3-point play. Sydney Hansen will check in. Vikings 2 out of 7 from beyond the arc, 5 out of 8 of the Bakers, so they're shooting very good percentage here. 11-4 rebound advantage to the Wildcats. Here's Hansen. Throws it out high, taken away by Ward or Petkova, and I think she's going to be fouled. And the foul is going to be on Ream. And the Vikings were down by as many as 17, have fought back within 12 of the ball. 5:40 to go in the half. Meyer, Moscow Mills, Missouri. Into Funk. Ward, McCoy on that wing right side. Back out front. They go to Ward, drives in again from the left side. Oh, that thing just hung on the lip of the rim and then fell off. Lyra with a rebound, quickly ahead. Hansen, baseline, right side. Back out to Hansen. Hansen will bring it out with the right-handed dribble. 5:16 to go in the first half. Good spin move. Here's another 3 on the way. This one won't go off the heel of the rim. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by whom? I think Funk. Funk or Meyer last touch. Sitting the ball will belong to the Wildcats right in front of the Viking bench. A fresh 30 on the shot clock as the ball did hit the rim. Lyra. Puts it into Ream. Ream back to Lyra. 5 minutes to go. It's inside. Ball is blocked by Meyer. Picked up by Ward. Good job by the Vikings again. Here comes Ward on the run. To McCoy. Underneath Petkova. Spin move to the left side. Walked with it. She did. Took an extra step. Nice move. Got it to go with the left hand as she came across the lane, but took that extra step. So the Ball goes back to the Wildcats. Bill lob it underneath, knocked away by Meyer, taken away by Meyer. Another turnover by the Wildcats. Here's Ward. Let's see if the Vikes can cut this thing to 10 or maybe single digits. They get it inside. Petkova's tied up by Cook. The arrow possession, Viking ball. Jody Atkins will come in now. Here's Meyer baseline. Got it. Meyer gets it a 10-point game. That's as close as we've been in quite some time. 35-25, 4:16 to go. On the other way. Here come the Wildcats. That lead is down to 10. 4 minutes to go in the half. Lyra. Ooh, looked like a block by Funk, but a foul is going to be called. Meyer didn't think so, just put the ball on the floor. Well, the Vikings over that 5-foul limit, so we'll shoot 2 the rest of the way. Ivanova will come in for the Vikings now. 35-25. Lyra at the free throw line. Joanne Lyra out of Houston, Texas, a left-hander. First free throw good. That's her first point of the contest. Funk has to come out with a third foul. Lyra will have another one. It's on the way. Good. So the lead is back to 12 with 4 minutes to go in this first half. Ward working that right side. Gives it off to Petkova. Petkova back to Ward. Ward trying to get around her gal. Can't do it. Stops, top of the key, Petkova. She says, I'll take a 3. Hit it. And for the first time in a long time, the Vikings are back within 10. It's 37-28. They were down by 17. 3:32 to go. Vikings making a run here in the second quarter. Top of the key. Here's a 3. It won't go. It's an air ball. Viking ball. It was 26-12 at the end of the first quarter. And now it's 37-28. So Valley making a run here. Meyer with the basketball. Can the Vikings get a little closer? Out front, Ivanova. Skips it in the corner to Ward. 16 on the shot clock. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ward. Petkova drives right side, puts it up. Won't go, but a foul. And let's see if they call that on the shot. If they do, Petkova will be at the free throw line. We'll see if they're going to call it. Well, that was the 5th foul, so she will be going to the line here. Petkova will shoot a couple. And her first one is good. She now has 6. And the Vikings have cut this down to a 8-point game. Next one is, rims in and out. Cook with a rebound. The Vikings back within 8 after trailing by as many as 17 in this game. Viking bench wants defense. Cook, and they get it as a steal by Petkova. Petkova brings it up the right side. Vikings could get a little closer here. Ward is the top of the key. Drives left side, spins to the basket, lays it in. Ward scores. It's a 6-point game, 37-31. After this team had a 17-point lead at one time in the first quarter. Here's the pass underneath to Cook. If they call that foul on McCoy, that's her 3rd. Let's see. It is. So Dee McCoy picked up 2 quick fouls and now picks up a 3rd. That's a big one. So McCoy with a 3rd. Let's see what Coach Dixon wants to do about that or with that. First foul by Cook is good. She is 2 out of 3 from the line. That's 4 points. She'll have another one, and she gets them both. No problem for her knocking those free throws down. So Cook gets them both. It's 39-31. Vikings down by 8, 2:16 to go. Underneath, Ivanova, nice move, couldn't complete the layup. And the other way, the ball is thrown away as they try the length of the court pass, and it's taken away by Meyer. Now Ivanova with 2 minutes to go in the half. Ivanova stops, looks underneath, gives it off to Lindsay Denny. Denny to Meyer, back underneath to Denny. Strong move off the glass, fouled, and Cook's going to pick up the foul. That's her first, and Lindsay Denny will be at the free throw line. So Denny will be at the line here. (39-31). Missed the first one, got the second one. So Lindsay's first point. And a timeout taken by the Wildcats, 39-32. Joe All joins us. Joe, tell you what, the Vikings trailed by as many as 17 in the first quarter. 26-12 at the end of the break, and they have fought back to within 7. Deidre McCoy, 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game. She has 3 now, but it looked like it could be a rout, and the Wildcats have fought back. Or the Vikings have fought back.
Well, I think maybe I brought you good luck.
You did.
When I walked in the door, they started coming back. I'm sure I had absolutely nothing to do with it, but I'm going to take credit for it.
Well, they weren't playing very well early in this game. In fact, at one time, Tim Dixon took all 5 starters out and went a few minutes and then brought them back in, and that kind of energized the starters, and they came back onto the floor.
Well, Baker Lady Wildcats, they've got a good ball club, and they've been playing very well. I think their only loss is to Central Methodist. They lost that conference game last week.
So here's the pass, top of the key, down to 1:40 to go. Three-pointer, good. And that's Jody Adkins' second triple, so it's 42-32, the lead back to 10. Vikings have a couple of possessions left here in the first half. Let's make the most of them. Meyer out front. Ivanova, offensive foul, and it's on Ward. Ashley trying to fight through a screen, picked up the foul. Offensive foul, so they won't shoot here. 1:24 to go. Don't want to let this good comeback get away from you. Cook, high post, open, double team. She'll spin to the basket anyway, and up and under, and it doesn't go. Ivanova with a rebound, quickly ahead to Denny. Lindsay crashes in for the right side, all the way to the basket. It won't go, but she's fouled. Or Petkova, rather, excuse me. Petkova driving inside.
Yeah, you like to see Veronica. She took the ball right between 2 defenders that time, split the double team, took it very aggressively toward the basket, and she plays pretty hard. I'm glad to see that. She'll have 2 free throws.
Zweifel with a foul, her first. Petkova will shoot a couple. First one is good. She'll have another one. She's 4 out of 5 from the line. Vikings doing a nice job from the free throw line. Next one is on the way, and rims in and out. Cook with a rebound. 42-33. We're down to a minute in this first half. Zweifel, top of the key, working against Ward, kicks it off. Here's a 3 on the way. This one's off the heel of the rim. Cook with an offensive rebound, spins in the lane, may have walked, got away with it. Now they did call it.
Yeah, she shuffled those feet, got the rebound, and wasn't really in position to shoot, so spun to the middle, took a real quick double step, and got caught.
51 seconds to go, 42-33. Valley back within 9, trying to get a little closer here as we approach halftime. Petkova, right side. Gives it out front. Lindsay Denny. Denny wearing number 25 this year. Denny drives to the left side. She's going to be fouled. And in disbelief, Sydney Hansen looks at the official. She didn't think she fouled her. That's her second. Lindsay will be at the free throw line. Denny has 1 point, 1 out of 2 tonight.
I'm sure her mom's here in the stand somewhere. She's here every time the Lady Vikings play.
She hits that one. It's now an 8-point game again, 42-34. So we're going to have a good battle in the second half. Second free throw by Denny is good. Let's see if the Vikes can come up with a stop here with 34 seconds to go in the half. Zweifel, top of the key, gives it off to the right side. That's Sydney Hansen with the dribble. Drives through traffic, bumped alongside the head, and the foul's on Denny. Her first, And that will put Sydney Hansen to the free throw line for the first time. Her free throw is good. Knocking that free throw down. They are now 8 out of 9 from the line are the Wildcats. Shooting 50%, 14 out of 28. The Vikings 38%, 11 out of 29. Got them both. Did Hansen. She has 5. 44-35, 9-point lead, 24 seconds. Vikes can work for the last shot if they choose to do so. Sierra Adams will come in if there's another stoppage in play. Petkova holds it, puts it on the floor, 15. Now 14 seconds, top of the key, gives it back out to Meyer. Meyer with 10, working that left side, stops, tries to get it over the top, ball loose on the floor. It's picked up by Hansen. She'll drive in on Ivanova and score. That's a big, big bucket.
Well, really a 4-point play because the Vikings in position to get that last shot. They throw it away, and now Baker scores on the other end. So makes it a double-digit game at halftime after a nice comeback by the Vikings.
46-35. We'll start the halftime in a moment.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037. So you can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group. That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard hanging, and, of course, companionship. And what breed would you say Satchmo is? I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix. Tremendous dog. I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous. You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this. Now, let's see him in action. Look how he makes eye contact with his person. That's actually known as the treat stare. How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles. Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group. And finally, the loving face lick. It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks. Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one. Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council. Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group. That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard hanging, and, of course, companionship. And what breed would you say Satchmo is? I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix. Tremendous dog. I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous. You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this. Now, let's see him in action. Look how he makes eye contact with his person. That's actually known as the treat stare. How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles. Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group. And finally, the loving face lick. It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks. Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one. Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
The following message is...
We're back to Grover C. Redford Gymnasium. 46-35 is our score. And taking a look at the scoring for the Vikings, first of all, looks like Ashley Ward led the way with 7 points. And also Veronica Petkova had 7. She was 4 out of 6 in the free throw line. Deidre McCoy had 6. Deidre picked up 2 fouls in the first couple of minutes of this game. Lindsey Denny had 3. Salas had a bucket. Ivanova 1 3. Ramsey had 2. And then 5 points for Haley Meyer, who got a start tonight. For the Baker Wildcats, it's Caitlin Modisette, averaging 11 points a game. She had 4 triples in that first half. 14 points for her, 8 for Sydney Buchel. Leading scorer, Kelsey Larson, didn't score in the first half. Mackenzie Cook had 5. Zweifel had a couple. Lyra had 2. Hignite had a couple. Sydney Hansen off the bench, 7 points, and then 6 for Jody Atkins coming off the bench. The Wildcats shot 51%, 15 out of 29. The Vikings, 38%, 11 out of 29. From 3, 54% for Baker, 7 out of 13. The Vikings 3 out of 8. Free throws 9 out of 10 Baker. Vikings 10 out of 16. And rebounding, the battle to the rebounding battle to Baker, 20 to 11. And they had the 5 offensive rebounds to 3 for Missouri Valley. Turnovers, Baker had 10. The Vikings had 7. And 4 blocks for Baker, 2 for Missouri Valley. So, Joe, it's just that late start the Vikings got in that first quarter, and once they kind of gathered from themselves from that, they went on to a pretty good first half. They trailed 26-12 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, they made a nice comeback. It was a shame to give up that 4-point play right before the half. But, you know, Ken, a concern for the Vikings, you've got Deidre McCoy and Peyton Funk both playing with the 3 fouls right now. And I see Funk, I guess she hasn't scored yet, but she is a girl that if she's on, she can light it up from the outside. And, of course, McCoy, she's the go-to girl in the Viking offense. So hope they can do okay with those 3 fouls.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the other games. We'll take a look at the conference standings, go over the other games that are being played tonight in the Heart of America Conference.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Last night we put on an epic light show.
Yeah, we did.
The crowd loved us. We love the crowd.
Wait, but there were only 4 people out there.
Yeah, but did you see their 4 faces? All 8 of their eyes lit up brighter than ours. And we're fireflies.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, that one girl, she looked like she'd never seen glow-in-the-dark like this before, and we invented glow-in-the-dark.
Yeah, we invented it.
And we're going to be out here every night rocking out our light show at a forest near you.
Woohoo!
So come check us out.
Check us out.
And bring your kid, all ages show. Oh, but don't bring any of those glass jars, because they make us kind of nervous.
Yeah, and I'm super claustrophobic.
Whether you're rocking their world or they're rocking yours, some memories never fade. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you and discover other cool things to do when you go, like fishing, biking, or even camping. Visit discovertheforest.org.
See you later!
Yeah, see you soon.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Well, it's been a wild week of sports for Missouri Valley. Of course, the football team lost that tough one at St. Francis on Saturday. We'll talk, during the men's game, we'll talk about all-conference, Joe. The Vikings did real well in all-conference, especially in the South Division, and they had a couple of, several players on the all-division team as well, so we'll talk about that. Football team put 18 of its students on the 2016 Heart of America All-Conference Southern, I think 11 on the all-division team, and Stephen Thayer was named all-division first team, named the Defensive Co-Player of the Year, and he certainly had a year there. The women's volleyball team put 5 student athletes on the Heart of America Athletic Conference All-Conference team. The wrestling team, women's wrestling team, hosted the MVC Open on Saturday. They did quite well there. Leading the team was senior Christy Powell, who placed second in the 116-pound class. Number 7, Alicia Reyes, finished 6th. And congratulations to Missouri Valley College men's cross-country team. They had the program's best ever finish at the national event this past Saturday. North Farm cross-country course in Illinois. Team placed 11th overall. That's the best finish in Viking history. So very good job by the cross-country team. And fall sports, nobody really moved into the national play like we had last year with the soccer team, but still pretty successful fall sports season for the Viking team.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know about you, partner, but I'm still trying to kind of get my bearings back.
Yeah.
That nice little jaunt we had Friday morning, afternoon, and then Saturday afternoon and late evening back from Fort Wayne, Indiana. That was I enjoyed the chat we had, but boy, that was a long drive.
We could use a break, right?
Oh yeah, what are you talking about? I made it home. I did not hit a deer on
good.
Saturday night. I guess it was Sunday morning.
I told Tom Pfeiffer, he's here tonight, I said, I'm glad this game's not on the road tonight. We are on the road an hour away, but it's better than being 3 or 4 hours away. Yeah, we could all get a little break, and that's what we're going to have. Now, in this women's division of the Heart of America Conference, Benedictine leads the way going into tonight's play. They're 3-0, 4-2 overall. Mid-America Nazarenes 2-0. Valley and Baker, Central Methodist, Grandview, Evangel, William Penn all 2-1. Culver's 1-1. Mount Mercy and Graceland 1-2. Clark, Peru, and Avalon all looking for their first win. And in action tonight, Grandview is at William Penn. Peru travels to Culver Stockton. How's life being one of those two places tonight after all the travel we've been through?
Thanks, but no thanks.
Or how about this trip? Benedictine at Evangel tonight.
Yeah, that's another nice little jaunt down.
Mount Mercy at CMU, another jaunt.
Yeah.
Mid-American Nazarene at Avila. Baker's here, and then Graceland travels all the way to Dubuque to take on Clark in a doubleheader tonight. So that's the schedule that we have, and we should have the women's scores by the time we get the men's game underway tonight. So this conference, over half the teams just have one loss. Of course, it's very early. We're going to take a break, and then we'll have 3 games next week. Monday, Mount Mercy will be here. Thursday, that's Thursday next week, we go to Evangel, and Saturday, Mid-American Nazarene will come here.
Well, and you look at the women, they've got Baker here tonight, and like you said, Mount Mercy on Monday, but then before Christmas, back-to-back, the 3rd and the 10th of December, they will play Mid-American Nazarene here, and then the following Saturday we'll travel to Central Methodist. So with Baker, Mid-America, and Central Methodist, you have the 3 supposed heavyweights in the conference. So we'll find out very quickly. And, you know, Ken, very unusual. I mean, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conference games before the Christmas break. Normally have, what, 3 or 4?
3 or 4 at max, So we're going to have 8 of them out of the way. But with this expanded conference. Now, next year that is going to change. They'll go to divisions. So we'll have a few more non-conference games at the start of the year. But they all wanted to play together this first year, and so that's what we have. A lot of folks I know watching also for the Wildcats, as Tom Hedrick didn't make the trip because they're preparing for football again on Saturday. So we welcome all of you who are watching and listening, rooting for the Baker Wildcats or the Missouri Valley College Vikings. Glad to have you with us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be ready for the second half. Joe will call it for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So today's your 18th birthday. Hey, Bobby, pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. I've got my whole life ahead of me. School, then a job. I've been waiting for this day forever.
And when will you be registering with Selective Service?
What? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'll get around to it someday.
Someday?
Yeah, you know, like, whenever I get around to it, like, I don't know.
Well, Bobby, if you don't register with Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday, you can lose out on college loans, job training, and government jobs. And then you'll be, you know, like out of luck.
Bobby, where are you going?
I'm just gonna get online for a minute, then I'll be right back.
To register with Selective Service, log on to www.sss.gov or stop by your local post office.
There. Are you happy now?
Very.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Well, we're just about set for the start of the second half, as the Viking women have been out on the floor for quite some time. I think Coach Dixon brought them back out with about 7.5 minutes to go before the start of the second half to get them good and warmed up before this second half. Well, we started to come back there, Joe, down by 11. Let's see if we can't cut into this double-digit lead early in the second half.
Yeah, very important for the Vikings, Ken, I think, to get off to a good start. And they were down, like you said, by as many as 17, and then got back in it, made it a single-digit game. But then Baker got that steal and that breakaway layup at the buzzer. And the lead now is 11 as we get ready to start. Coming out for the Vikings, it looks like it's Peyton Funk, Veronica Petkova, Deidre McCoy. Looks like Haley Meyer and Ashley Ward. Might mention that Funk and McCoy both playing with 3 fouls right now. Baker's ball to start the second half. Now wraparound pass into Mackenzie Cook. Puts it up off the glass. Missed it. Nice rebound, Deidre McCoy. Good position by Dee that time. Likes bring it across. Funk into the corner. It comes to Ashley Ward. Ashley had 7 in the first half. Bounce pass into McCoy. Jumper off the left baseline by Haley Meyer. And that's a 2 as Haley Meyer knocks down the baseline jumper. Give her 7. We've got a 9-point game.
Tell you what, she's looked good tonight shooting the ball.
Played pretty well, hasn't she?
3 out of 4.
And outside is Bouchelle. Bouchelle now hands it over to Mondesette. Mondesette, little contact with Ward, no call. Back to Bouchelle. Drives inside, missed the shot. But they're going to call a blocking foul. That's going to come up, I believe, on Ashley Ward. As Ashley stepped into the path of Sydney Bouchelle, but she draws the foul. And I think that's going to be a 2-shot foul. That's Ashley's second. Bouchelle, one of the veterans on this team that finished second in the nation last year. She's a senior out of Katy, Texas, misses the first free throw. Well, they made quite a run, didn't they, Ken? And what to have 3 teams out of the Harvard America Conference in the Final Four in the national tournament. That won't happen very many times.
No, it won't.
Now Bouchelle knocks down the second one, so give her 9, the lead back to 10. McCoy, stop and go dribble. Skip pass across. Meyer, deep jump shot. This one comes up a little bit short. Rebound by Cook, gets it ahead to Lyra. Lyra, no-look pass under to Bouchelle, and goes off Bouchelle's hands out of bounds.
You know, this Baker team, they've had some problems, Ben Lister said, with turnovers, and I'll tell you what, they've turned the ball over. They're in double digits tonight, too, so that may be one thing they really have to work on.
Well, and their leading scorer, I think the leading scorer on the year, Kelsey Larson, she's on the, she's out there right now, but has not scored yet. Now lob into Petkova, back outside, deep 3 by Funk, head of the key, back of the rim, no good. Speaking of Larson, she grabs the rebound. Brings it the other way. Now Lyra goes to the ground to save it. Knocked away by Petkova. Now a mad scramble right in front of Coach Ben Lister, and I think with the alternate possession rule, well, they say the Vikings got a timeout. Veronica Petkova, who fell to the floor with the ball, had the presence of mind to call a quick timeout. So, again, the Vikings saved the possession.
Saved a possession. They're only down by 10, and these possessions can be very important. You're talking about Larson, 13.6 a game. She hasn't scored, also averages 4 rebounds a game, but the Vikings have done a nice job with her. But that shows you a good ball club. Your leading scorer hadn't scored a point. You still have a double-digit lead.
Yeah, she averages 13.6. Caitlin Mondesette, another key player off that team last year. Caitlin averages 11.2, and then Sydney Bouchelle, she's at 8.8. So pretty balanced scoring for this Baker team. So Vikings, it'll be their ball right in front of the Baker bench. It's a 47-37 lead for the Baker Wildcats, who've led most of the way. Baker comes into this game with a 4-1 record. They're 2-1 in conference play. Their only loss, a 69-66 loss on the road to Central Methodist. Now Petkova. Oh, nice pass inside. Ward missed the layup. Great pass by Veronica Petkova, but Ashley Ward just too hard off the glass. Vikes in the man. Mondesette goes through the double team. Had it knocked away, now taken away by Petkova. 2-on-1 for the Vikings. Nice pass up and in. Great pass by Veronica Petkova. Ashley Ward gets the bucket. Ken, that's the way you run that 2-on-1 break.
I'll tell you, Petkova she works hard. Good job by her. 47-39 now.
Lyra inside gets a pass into Cook. Off the glass short. Nice rebound by Petkova, and she's fouled as Mackenzie Cook runs into Veronica Petkova. That'll be Cook's second foul. And that'll be a non-shooting foul. Vikes will inbound, down by 8 right now. We'll get back within 6. You feel like anything can happen. Funk on the left wing to Deidre McCoy. Didi directing traffic. Skip pass to Petkova. Her jumper a little bit short. Had a good look that time and left it short. And guess who just hit the floor?
She hit the floor, as did Larson. I'm glad they didn't call a foul on Didi. We don't need her to get her fourth.
Neither one of those girls needed a foul. All right, into the corner to Bushell. Now skips it back outside to Lyra. Lyra drives on Funk, and I think they're going to call Funk. I think Peyton maybe reached around. If that's the case, that'll be Peyton Funk's fourth foul here early in the third quarter.
Her fourth, so it's Ivanova coming in. Let's see who's going to check in, if indeed does make a move. Jody Atkins checks in for the Wildcats. Yep, here comes Ivanova.
Dasha Ivanova, a junior out of Kursk, Russia. I think they play pretty good basketball over in Kursk. I bet they do. All right, Lyra to inbound. It's a 47-39 lead for the visiting Baker Wildcats. Vikes trying to win their third conference game of the year. Both these teams are trying that. Now Larson, stop and go dribble back to Mondesette. Nice job by Ivanova to cut her off. There's a three off the left wing. This one misses. That was taken that time by Jody Atkins. And the rebound comes to Ashley Ward. So once again, Vikes can cut it to 6 with the basket here. Meyer. In the corner to Ward. Ward drives on the baseline. Into the corner, and they're going to call a blocking foul as that time Ashley Ward collides down low with Kelsey Larson. They're going to call the blocking foul on Larson. So that'll be her third foul.
I bet that's one time the Vikings didn't want the foul called because Didi hit the three, but there was a lot of bodies on the floor, several bodies on the floor. They had to call it.
6 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. There's a jumper by Meyer, lips in and out. Boy, Haley had that one down inside the cylinder. A very unkind bounce as it kicked back out. The lead for Baker remains at 8. Vikes need a stop here on the defensive end. Out of the corner, Larson got it. That's a three. So for Kelsey Larson, that's her first basket of the game as she drains a three off the left baseline. Gives the Wildcats an 11-point lead. Meyer, head of the key to Ivanova. Dasha, back head of the key to Petkova. Her three comes up short. Vikes have left their last 2 3-point shots a little bit short.
And only getting one shot, yeah.
Larson to Lyra. Lyra dribbling out front. She hails from Houston, Texas. Guarded by Didi McCoy. Didi with 3 fouls. The left-hander Lyra puts up a three, and that's good. So Joanne Lyra buries a three from beyond the arc. That's her first triple of the game. That gives the Cats a 14-point lead. Vikes really need a bucket right here, Ken.
Yeah, that lead back to 14. You don't want it to get any higher than that deficit.
Ivanova to Petkova. Bees are wild. Ivanova, Petkova. Right wing now to Ivanova. Ivanova drives baseline with 6 on the shot clock. Vikes are going to have to hurry. Going to have the ball taken away. Stolen away by Larson that time. Ahead to Lyra. Larson launches another three. Got another one. So Kelsey Larson, who really couldn't get anything going at all in the first half, has drained 2 consecutive 3-point baskets, folks. And just like that, we've got a 17-point Baker lead.
Yeah, that matches their biggest lead of the game, just like that. Wow, that's 8 straight points.
Ooh, and that's going to be a turnover as Didi McCoy. Deidre wanted to pass the ball, and then somebody was in the passing lane. She cupped it a little bit, turned it over, and now Coach Tim Dixon takes a timeout. So 4 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the first half. Here from the Burns Center, Grover C. Redford Gymnasium. Baker has opened up a 17-point lead.
Well, it's so hard to come back. The Vikings trailed by 17 in the first quarter. You fight back, and then all of a sudden an 8-point run, and you really haven't made anything up. It is so difficult when you get behind by double digits to come back. Now the Vikings are going to have to do it again.
Well, the Vikings only 2 baskets so far here in the second half. Ashley Ward and Haley Meyer each have a field goal apiece, and that's been it. On the flip side, Baker's drained 3 triples. Larson's hit 2, and Lyra's hit 1. So the last 3 3-point shots by Baker have really opened this game up.
Opened it up, and now they've got the ball again after the turnover. So see if the Vikings can play some defense here and make yet another run. We're about halfway, just over halfway through the third quarter.
Vikes will put the pressure on as Ivanova picks up Lyra as the left-hander brings it across midcourt with a right-hand dribble this time. Back outside, Mondesette. She's been quiet so far in the second half. Had a big first half. Now, Atkins, nice stop and reverse dribble, and a nice block that time by Haley Meyer. Haley goes up and swats that one away. That was a clean block that time, Ken. That was a good no call.
She's had a pretty good game so far.
Yeah. Petkova tried to get it into McCoy, and the ball kicked. That time by Sydney Buchel, so it will be Viking ball with 4:13 left to play in the third quarter. Vikes need to make a run here before the end of the quarter and back into the Baker lineup. Anna Hignite. Hignite, a sophomore out of Independence, not Missouri, Independence, Kansas.
Down southeast Kansas.
Yeah. Ivanova gets it out, head of the key to Meyer. Haley passed down to the right wing to Ward. Now cut down the middle by McCoy. Can't get the ball to her. Now Ward gets a return pass. Tries to run right between 2 people and had it knocked away. That time Ashley tried to run right between 2 Baker defenders. Oh, boy, nice drive that time. Nobody picked up Anna Hignite. She goes right to the left baseline, flips it in. 58-39, biggest lead of the night for the Baker Wildcats.
I believe this is an 11-0 run they're on right now.
Baseline jumper Meyer. Ooh, that's about a 5-foot jump shot, and Haley just missed it. Vikes can't buy a bucket right now. Mondesette. Drive inside with the left hand by Atkins. That runner misses. And the ball loose on the floor. They're going to say, I think, that McCoy was the last to touch it. And now for the Vikings, Tessa Ramsey. Tessa, the senior out of Melbourne, Australia. She checks into the lineup. Haley Meyer takes a seat for Missouri Valley.
Well, we got to stop this 11-0 run.
Mondesette on the left wing. Back head of the key. It comes to Hignite. Mondesette gets a return pass, drives on Ivanova, puts up a runner, missed it, but got her own offensive rebound. Now Lyra launches a 3, missed it, another offensive rebound by Hignite. This one misses. And Lyra saves it under to Buchel, and it's basket and 1. And Ken, just too many opportunities that time. 3 offensive rebounds for Baker, and finally the 4th shot goes in. That was by Sydney Buchel. That's a basket, and that's going to be the third foul, I believe. No, that's be the first foul, I guess, on Tessa Ramsey. But the basket by Buchel is good. She'll have 1 shot here, tries to complete the 3-point play and missed it. And Ramsey gets a rebound. Got to do a better job on the boards down there.
That's 4 cracks at it.
Yeah. McCoy, nice move by Deidre off the glass and in. That was a patented Deidre McCoy move that time. Came to the center, then spun back to the left baseline, flipped it in, and Ken Deedy with only 4 points. 8 points.
8 points. That breaks a 13-0 run.
Yeah. 8 points for McCoy. Now Buchel gets a pass on the post and drives inside, and I think they're going to call that foul on Ramsey. And that's Tessa Ramsey. That's her 2nd foul in the last couple of minutes. As she hammers Sydney Buchel, and checking back into the Baker lineup is Jessica Zweifel. They say that was a non-shooting foul, so Zweifel will inbound under their own bucket with the Wildcats up 60-41. Alexis Boyd Lockett, senior out of St. Paul, Minnesota, checks in for Missouri Valley.
Gives Ashley Ward a break. Ashley's been in there just about the entire game.
Oh, Buchel, nice drive to the basket and foul. If that's on Ramsey, that's her 3rd foul in about a minute and a half, and it is. So Tessa Ramsey right now, Sydney Bouchel just getting the ball and taking it right to the rack, and Ramsey whacks her on the arm. That should be a 2-shot foul.
Yeah, she just went right at her.
Bouchel, very aggressive offensive player, gets the roll on that first free throw, and she's a senior out of, I said a minute ago, Katy, Texas. She's now in double figures with 10 points. She'll have one more, make it 11, as Bouchel knocks down both. So it's a 21-point lead for the Wildcats. So Vikes, if they want to win their third conference game before Thanksgiving, they're going to have to make quite a run here with 2:33 left to play in the third quarter. Ivanova. McCoy outside. Bounce pass into Ramsey. Tessa squares up. Down to the baseline it comes to Lindsey Denny, who's checked in. Lindsey out of Everton, Missouri. Down to Ramsey. Nice drive by Tessa.
Yep.
Missed the shot, but she's fouled. So Tessa says, if you're going to take the ball at me, I'm going to do the same thing to you. And she goes right at Sydney Bouchel, and that'll be the third foul on Bouchel, and 2 shots for Tessa Ramsey. That was a nice take that time.
Nice move by Ramsey.
Ramsey out of Australia misses the first free throw. She will have one more. Tessa with 2 points in the game.
Vikings right now just 10 out of 17 from the line.
Ramsey got the second one, so Tessa gets 1 out of 2. Makes it a 20-point game. Now Baker almost throws it away. Nice save by Sydney Hansen. Hansen picked up by Lockett. Now hands back out to Zweifel. Zweifel says, clear it out. I want some room out at the head of the key. Over on the left wing, it comes to Taylor Smith. Hignite back to Hansen. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Drive by Zweifel. Down to 5. Vikes good defense this time. Now the ball stolen away by Alexis Boyd Lockett. Lockett drives in, tried the flip shot. Oh, no, they're going to call the offensive foul. Oh, I don't think that was a good call.
No.
Jessica Zweifel had no way she was set that time.
Unless the official just thought she was kind of out of control, I'm not going to give her a break, but there's no way.
Well, Alexis Boyd Lockett kind of ducked up and under on that shot, and I thought she'd drawn the 2-shot foul, but they blow the whistle, but they call it on the senior out of St. Paul. 1:30 left in the quarter. Bouchel now throws it away. That's the last thing Ben Lister, coach of Baker, wanted at his feet. He didn't want the ball bouncing off his shoe, but that's exactly what happened. His Wildcats throw the ball out of bounds, so Vikes get it back with 1:25 left to play in quarter number 3. Lockett comes around a Ramsey screen. A lot of dribbling by Alexis Boyd. And she's still dribbling. He dribbled for about 10 seconds, didn't she? Deep 3 by Denny off the right wing. Missed it. Rebound by Hansen. Down to a minute to play in the third quarter. Hignite into the corner to Taylor Smith. Now the ball knocked away, taken away by Dasha Ivanova. 52 seconds left. Ivanova, head of the key to Lockett, gets it above the right wing to Denny. Denny drives on Smith, now puts up another jumper, got it. So Lindsey Denny, who just missed her last shot, comes right back again, buries that 15-footer to make it an 18-point game. Now the looks like about a 6 or 7 second differential between the shot and the game clock. McKnight, I think, or Zweifel, I think, got away with a walk that time. Taylor Smith back to Zweifel. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Baker in no hurry right here. Deep 3 off the right wing. That one taken that time by Smith. That was Taylor Smith, missed it. Now scramble underneath for the loose ball as Lockett and Bouchel both go to the floor. What do they say? Is it going to be the...
I think it'll be Baker ball.
Baker? Yep, it's going to be Cats ball with 5.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Zweifel to inbound. Gets it to Smith. Oh, Smith goes right around, lays it in. Boy, Taylor Smith just spun, had a clear path to the basket, took it right to the rack, off the glass and in. That's her first basket of the game, and with that, the Wildcats have regained a 20-point lead, 64-44 at the end of 3 quarters.
Yeah, they outscore the Vikings 18-9 in that third quarter, so that's the largest lead they've had. Take a look at some of the third quarter numbers. Baker, 20 out of 42 now, 48%. The Vikings only 36%, 15 out of 42. From 3, 10 out of 19 of the Wildcats, 53%. The Vikings just 3 out of 11, only 28% from beyond the arc. 80%, 12 out of 15 from the line for Baker. The Vikings 11 out of 18. Rebounds 31 to 17 in favor of the Wildcats. Wow.
Well, in one sequence down there, they got 3 offensive rebounds.
They have 7 offensive rebounds, 4 of them in that one sequence. But for the Wildcats, you have a 20-point lead, and they have 16 turnovers. So again, they have been having problems with turnovers throughout the year, I understand, and that's certainly the case again tonight, but you still come into the fourth quarter with a 20-point lead.
Well, Vikes, you just kind of get the feeling maybe the Vikes are going to get back in this thing. They need to do it pretty quickly here as time running out. We've still got 10 minutes left, but need to get a couple threes, get back in this thing. For the Vikes, it's Lockett, Alexis Boyd, Lockett, McCoy, Ramsey, Lindsey Denny, and Ashley Ward, the 5 on the floor to start the fourth quarter. Now McCoy need to get her motor running on offense. Back head of the key to Ward. Ward guarded out there by Mondesette. Now backs it out between the circles. Now McCoy drives back to Ramsey. Skip pass over to Denny. Denny back to McCoy on the left baseline. 7 on the shot clock. Deep 3, Ashley Ward, air ball. A rebound by Zweifel. Ahead to Mondesette. Now Zweifel backs it out, guarded by Lindsey Denny, the senior out of Everton. Larson. Oh, nice give and go that time. Down to Cook. Cook can't shoot it. Back to Larson. And they're going to call travel. A little bit of a delayed call that time, but I think that was a good call, Ken. I think Kelsey Larson did shuffle those feet on the takeoff.
Well, I think that last offensive possession, Tim was not happy with the Vikings. A lot of dribbling and not much passing the ball. As you well know, you can beat a defender with a pass. You're not going to beat him with a dribble.
No. Especially now when you're 18 points down.
Yeah, you've got to pass that
20
ball.
points down, I guess. Now Lockett, head of the key. Deep 3 by McCoy. This one bangs off the rim. Rebound Ward. Ooh, I think Ashley got hammered that time. No call. Nice offensive rebound, though, by Lindsey Denny. Lindsey on the left wing, right in front of the Viking bench. And now they call an offensive foul. And I think they're going to call, is that Lindsey? Lindsey Denny, I believe that'll be Lindsey's second foul. Must have been some type of an illegal screen. I didn't see it.
Tim Dixon saying, how was that a foul? He thought his girl got hammered inside, but ball goes back to the Cats.
64-44. Baker's led throughout. Cats say it's a good team. As we said earlier, they finished in second place at the national tournament played up in Independence last spring. Mondesette pulls up, faked a jumper, instead drops it down to Mackenzie Cook. With 3 on the shot clock, a 3 by Mondesette, pinballs out, and I think they're going to call Lindsey Denny over the back, I believe.
So Lindsey going to be called for yet another foul. That's her third, I believe. Running out of time, 8:21 to go.
Good job of screening out that time as Lindsey aggressively going after the ball, but the only way she could get there was to go over the back of one of the Baker players. So a little pressure by the Vikings. Now, a jump shot out of the corner, and I think that's a 3. That was a 3 buried by Zweifel. So Jessica Zweifel knocks down a 3. That's 5 points for her. A 23-point Baker lead. Ward, nice drive by Ashley. Mondesette gets the block. Mondesette ahead to Larson. Back to Mondesette, into the corner to Michelle. Good ball movement. Larson launches a 3, got another one. I don't know where she was the first half, but that's 3 triples for Kelsey Larson here in the second half.
That's how you move the basketball. That ball never hit the floor, Joe.
Nope.
About 4 passes, never hit the floor.
Ramsey back to Lockett. Over to Ward. Now McCoy thinks about a 3. Instead, Dede backs it out on the right wing. 7:29 left to play in the game. Ward around the Ramsey screen. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Lockett going to have to think about shooting, girls. Lockett launches one up. And it sticks. This one sticks up between the rim and the backboard.
Well, we see that a couple times a year. And if it's a men's game, someone would go up and just jump up and get it. Now The gals are going, I can't get up there.
I don't think that's the shot the Vikings wanted, but Alexis Boyd-Lockett really didn't have much choice. The shot clock was winding down, so she pretty well had to launch that deep shot off the right wing, but it's a shot clock violation, I guess. Ball goes back to the Wildcats. 70-44, 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to play in the game.
Yeah, on the possession arrow, that's when that ball sticks, the possession arrow comes into play, and it was in possession arrow was in favor
So
of the
that was
Wildcats.
not a shot clock.
No.
That ball hit the rim or got stuck between the rim and the backboard before the
shot
clock went off. All right, Baker ball. His Weifel brings it across, hands to Bichelle. Now on the left wing, got to stay on Larson. She's hit her last 3 threes. Now takes it with the left hand to the rack and lays it in. So Kelsey Larson reels right around the defender. She's got 11 points, all in the second half.
And this thing's getting away from the Valley. Let's see what we can do in the last 7 minutes here. Another turnover.
Now Coy, Didi loses it. Here comes Larson the other way. Larson goes to the rack again, got another one. Boy, it's a Kelsey Larson show here in the second half. 13 points. And now Didi McCoy gets whacked to the floor. I didn't see what happened. I think she and Larson somehow ran together. They're going to call a foul on Larson.
That's just the first or second team foul of the half for the Wildcats. That's the fourth on Larson, but at this point in time, may not matter. It's a 30-point game. Boy, that happened in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It really did. Now Sierra Adams into the Viking lineup, as is Anna Trost. Outside Petkova, Vikes look like they've got a lot of new players. Petkova drives. I got the official and Tim Dixon right in front of me, both standing up. Left wing, deep three off the left side by Sierra Adams, misses. Nice offensive rebound by Anna Trost that time. Good hustle on the backboard, and Anna, again, is a junior out of Aurora, Colorado. Now, jumper off the right wing by Adams misses, and the rebound comes away to Bichelle.
Vikings shooting percentage down to 32% for the game now.
And really, probably a lot less than that this half. Zweifel hands to Bichelle. Bichelle picked up by Adams, now spins it back to Zweifel. Zweifel fakes a three, instead spins into the lane, missed it. Battle for the loose ball. I think they're going to say that Mackenzie Cook was the last to touch it, so it goes out of bounds off Baker. Jordan Salas comes in for the Vikings.
Vikings have yet to score. 5:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Have yet to score in this quarter.
Well, the Vikings had trimmed it. They cut the lead to 9 and had the ball right before the half, but then a turnover allowed Baker to break away and open up an 11-point lead, and they've controlled the third and fourth quarter. Now McCoy drives in and lays it in, so Didi, a double-figure game for her. That's 10. Now Zweifel. Zweifel steps up head of the key and buries another one. So, boy, Larson and Zweifel, that's 5 threes between the two of them here in the second half.
They've hit 13 threes in this game.
Whew. That's 6 of them here in this half. Now they try to lob the one. Looks like McCoy. Looks like I don't know if she hurt her hand. No, just strapping her shoe, I guess. 77-46. It's all Baker. So it looks like the Wildcats are going to move their record to 5-1. And looks like after tonight they will be 3-1 in Harvard America Conference play. And their next game is at home. It'll be next Monday night, I believe. They'll take on Avila. The Vikings, after tonight, their next game will be also next Monday. They'll be back here again to take on Mount Mercy.
One of the new teams in the conference.
All right, Cook drives in. McKenzie, nice left-handed shot. Nice take that time by the big girl, Mackenzie Cook. She's a senior out of Kearney, Missouri, and laid that one in with the left hand. That was a nice move.
This team averages 75 a game. They're over that now. Still 4.5 minutes to go.
Holland Craze into the Missouri Valley lineup. Holland, tried to get a pass to Anna Trost. Had it knocked away, now taken away by Zweifel. Ahead to Hanson. Hanson runs the floor, missed it. Cook got the rebound up and in, and now everything going the way of the Baker Wildcats. Good follow that time by Mackenzie Cook. Good left-hand finish. Vikes need a bucket here. Craze out to Trost. Trost lobs inside. Nice move by Jordan Salas. Tell you, Ken, that was a good quick move by the big girl. Jordan Salas put it up with the left hand and draws the 2-shot foul.
Well, let's see if she can knock these down. Let's see, Salas has just a couple of points. The Vikings from the line tonight are 11 out of 18, 61%.
That's the 4th foul on Mackenzie Cook. Salas is a junior out of Winfield, Kansas, and she knocks down the first free throw. Jordan now with 3 points. She'll have one more. She could give the Vikes a big lift inside. Pretty good sized girl. Missed the second one. 81-47. It's all Wildcats. 3:58 left in the game. The men's game will follow. And boy, what a big upset the Baker men pulled off on Saturday.
And now a turnover by Baker. But yeah, they knocked off William Penn. And so they'll come in here as high as they can be to try to knock off the Vikings on the road.
People were saying, number one, you can't beat William Penn, and number two, you can't hold them under 100 points, and Baker did both on Saturday.
Held them to 85, and they scored 88.
Lockett. Now a nice stop-and-go dribble. Gives back to Salas. Jordan inside, up and in. And boy, Ken, that time Jordan Salas took the ball to the rack with authority. Give her 5 points, and she scored the last 3 Missouri Valley points.
Well, this is a talented Baker team, and they're deep, 8 or 9 deep.
Right wing to Rifle. Now lob inside to Cook. Puts it up, hit the bottom of the backboard, but also hit part of Anna Trost's arm, I think. So that's going to be a foul on Trost, and that should put Cook on the line for 2 shots.
Cook has 9 points in this game.
Pretty good big girl underneath. Yep. Pretty mobile underneath, and she knocks down the first free throw, so she's in double figures. And she will have one more with 3:13 left to play.
13 out of 16 from the line now for this team.
Second shot by Cook. Bingo. So Cook knocks them both down, and now I think she's going to come out of the game. So she probably finishes with 11 points as Taylor Smith comes back in to take her place. For the Vikings, it's Boyd Lockett, Anna Trost, Sierra Adams, Jordan Salas, and Holland Craze, the 5 on the floor right now. Right wing, back head of the key to Trost. Trost gives to Lockett, down to 10 on the shot clock. Lockett back to Adams. Pass into Trost. Anna puts up a little jumper, missed it. Nice rebound that time by Jody Atkins for Baker. Hands back to Zweifel, who brings it across, and now Coach Ben Lister wants a timeout, wants to check a couple of girls in.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk to his girls. He just took the timeout to get a couple of gals in the game.
Kate Lynn King and Julia Bannister come into the Baker lineup.
Coach Dixon asking Ben Lister, says, use your timeout, please, so I can have it. Ben said, no, I just took a timeout to get some girls in. Don't want to stop the game.
Okay. All right, Baker ball winding down here. Smith gives it outside to Hanson. Hanson spins. Now a jumper out of the corner by Smith. Got it. That's a 3, so Taylor Smith knocks down a triple. She has 5 points all in the second half, and Baker lead 86-49, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left.
That is their 15th, I believe, 3-point field goal.
Lob down to Salas, back to Trost. Now Salas, nice spin move, got another one. Hey, Jordan Salas. Ken, she's putting on a clinic in the low post right now. That's 5 points for her very quickly.
May earn her some more playing time.
7 points in the game for the big girl from Winfield, Kansas. Now nice stop-and-go move by Hanson. Gives it back outside to good pass driving inside that time. Now that pass was by Brandstetter. There's a jumper off the right wing. That was taken that time by Bannister. Bannister took the shot off the right wing and missed it. And goes out of bounds. It'll go to the Vikings.
Minute 29 to go. It's only 5 minutes to 7. Men's game starts about 20 minutes after this one. So
mentioned Julia Bannister. She's from the same hometown as Sydney Bushell. Both girls hail from Katy, Texas. Bushell's a senior, Bannister a freshman. Devin Swisegood, the Salisbury senior in the Missouri Valley lineup. Sierra Adams, head of the key to Salas. There goes Jordan again, flips it up. Oh, almost got a bucket and one. Boy, that was a quick move. Yep. Jordan got that ball ahead of the key, went with the left hand right down that post area, flipped it up with the left hand, and draws the two-shot foul. So she'll be there at the line for a couple.
Peterson check into the game.
First shot misses. Jordan Salas has impressed me here in the second half. Jordan will have one more. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play, and Salas missed them both. So Jordan comes up empty on that trip. Here come the Cats. McKnight now hands. There's a deep three by Hanson off the right wing, and that's good. As Sydney Hanson buries a triple. She's in double figures now. She's got 12 points.
89 points put on the board by this team.
Yeah, this team's got a lot of offensive weapons. Now a drive by Sierra Adams. Nice take that time by Sierra as she drives in off the right wing. And Adams going to be fouled by Sydney Hanson, I believe. And that will put her on the line for two shots. So Sierra Adams in the game, no points. So she has a chance to crack the scoring column if she can knock down one of these free throws, and she knocks down the first one. So it gives Sierra her first point of the night. She'll have one more, and Sierra is a freshman out of Peoria, Arizona. Not Peoria, Illinois, Peoria, Arizona.
Annetta Pedersen is in.
Yep, Annetta's in there. So Adams knocks down both. Pedersen, as Ken said in the lineup, she's from Rupi, Latvia. Pass outside to Taylor Smith. Right wing, Hignight. Hignight looks in on the post, now gets it to Bannister. Bannister fakes a three, instead lobs it inside. A nice turnaround jump shot by Caitlin King that time. So Caitlin King gets in the scoring column. So Ken, I think everybody that's played for Baker, except for Reem Carrington, I believe, has scored here tonight. Down to 7 seconds in the game. Vikes throw it away. So Baker's going to get their 5th win of the year. As they come into Marshall, they're going to come out of here with a 91 to 53 lead. And Ken, this Baker team, they led it 46 to 35 at halftime and really looked good in the second half.
Well, good first quarter. That's up 26-12. Then the Vikings made their run. Had, as you said, were down by 9 with the ball late in the first half. Turned it over. It was 11 points at the half, and then they closed it to 8 and 7, even 6. They got within 6 in the third quarter, and then a little run, a 13-0 run. It was 64-44 at the end of the third quarter, and then it did just too much to come back at 91-53. The Vikings only scored 9 points in that second, in the fourth quarter. In fact, Vikings only scored 18 points in the second half, Joe. Yeah, 18 the whole half.
Yeah, that hurts. But this is a good team, and this is the first of Murderers Row before Christmas. As we said a minute ago, the Vikings in a couple weeks will have Benedictine, I think, Mid-America on Saturday, the 3rd of December. Then on the 10th, they'll take on the Central Methodist.
All right, Tim Dixon, we'll get Coach in there, I think, for just a minute or two if we can, and we'll get you set for the men's game. Boy, what a performance by this women's team as they win it by the score of 91 to 53. If we don't get Coach Dixon right now, we'll try to get him maybe at halftime of the men's game. But I'm impressed with this Baker team. They made it all the way to the second place last year, and they're doing it again this year, it looks like.
Well, and Coach Ben Lister does a good job. He's had success. I think this is about his 4th or 5th year at Baker, and he's really done a good job with this program. So they're a good team.
Take a quick look at the scoring, and we either have the coach with us or we'll get him later. Let's take a quick look at the score.
Real quickly, let's look at the Vikings first. Only one player in double figures, Deidre McCoy with 10, 9 for Ashley Ward, 7 each for Haley Meyer and Veronica Petkova, 5 points for Lindsay Denny, 3 each for Dasha Ivanova and Tessa Ramsey. And then it looks like 1 free throw for, here comes Coach Dixon. So go ahead and.
All right, we'll get to Coach with us just for a couple minutes, and we'll get you ready for the men's game. We're going to put a few more minutes on the clock here as far as the men's game are concerned. You all right there? You're all banged up yourself. How'd you get injured tonight?
Well, We battled hard, and we just got outworked every aspect, and there's a dent in our locker, so
okay.
Probably part of my wrist is involved in that. So after this, I'm going to the hospital because it's definitely broke. So.
Let me tell you, when you do something like that, the solid object is going to win most of the time. I'm going to tell you that. Your wife's listening, and she's not going to be happy with you. You know
no,
that.
She'll
Well,
not.
Coach, this is a very good ball club. They just got off to a tremendous start, hot shooting. But let's talk about your two comebacks. End of the first half, you had this thing at 9 with the ball, and then turned it over to 8 to 11. But I tell you what, that second quarter, your gals made a heck of a run.
Yeah, you can see the talent. We just got to figure out how to put it together, and they will. It's early still. It's only our 6th game, and usually by now you're figuring out your kinks. And I gave our, a group a longer run, and we made that comeback. And so, it is what it is, and hats off to Baker. That's why they're nationally ranked, and that's why we want to get to where they are. We're close. We got to take better shots, and once we do that, we'll be fine.
Well, they shot 55%. We were 18 out of 53, 34%. And in that second half, we just couldn't find the bucket. 18 total points in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, a lot of it, we just got beat one-on-one. I mean, I didn't play much zone, but we just got beat one-on-one. And that's how you lose against a dribble drive motion team, is if you can't contain the drive, you won't contain the kick. We just didn't do a very good job of that. We did at times, and that's why we had our runs. But overall, we didn't contain it very well. And hats off to Baker. That's why they shot 54%. I mean, that's the highest anybody's ever shot on us all year. So, again, we're a pretty good defensive team. We didn't show it tonight, so we'll get ready for Mount Mercy on Monday.
Coach, kind of nice just to have a few days off. Take a few days off and then get ready to go
home.
Again, right?
Yeah, I'm going home. A lot of kids are going home, so I'm looking forward to spending some time away, and everybody will come back recharged, and we'll get the win on Monday against Mount Mercy. They're just going to be just as tough. If we're not ready to play, we'll lose. And they're a good team, and hopefully we can come out on top.
3 games next week. It's going to be tough. Coach, go get that wrist.
Right.
Go get that wrist taken care of.
I appreciate it.
All right. Tim Dixon joins us. What a shooting performance by the Baker women tonight as they win it by the score of 91-53. Joe and I will have more of the statistics at halftime of the men's game. Plus, we'll also talk about football all-conference at the half. But we need to step aside for a moment, get ready for the men's game. Baker, they upset William Penn 88-85 on Saturday. Well, the Vikings were losing at Graceland 99-77. Should be a fun matchup. It's coming up. We'll be back in about 20 minutes on Mobile.edu.